Good morning everybody, how are you? Welcome back. As promised, I am here with a freebie craft along today. So on Ko-fi, I uploaded some tags, some freebie tags that will go with the Autumn Grunge kit, but I also decided that I would go ahead and make something that we could all use together. So I have put together this little kit. It's essentially a tag pocket. So we've got the tag here, and I'm just making sure I can get you in. I think most of it's in. We've got the tag here. We've got a card to go on the inside. I've printed this on a thicker photo paper just to strengthen it, but you know, you could print it on copy paper and then back it to make it a little bit stronger. I've also got pages of stamps, some mushroom cards. I've made some pockets to go on the outside of the larger pocket, and I've also printed different textile samples so that we get some nice colour and patterns. We can cut these up and use them as collage, and we've got some fussy cuts as well. And I also did print out these autumn words. These are now on Ko-fi as well. There is a small donation for them, 50p, I think I set it at. So I printed them 2 to a page, and then I just printed the full page. And there's quite a few options on there as well for different coloured backgrounds. So if you fancy using those, they are on there as well. So I'm going to go and get everything cut out. If you want to pause the video and go and help yourself do the things on there as well, go ahead and do that, and then we'll meet back here in a few seconds. Okay, I'm back. I've got everything cut out. I'm at a funny angle because my husband has just been painting the wall next to me. So everything's kind of been shoved this way. But I'll see how I go. So I've cut out this tag here, and what I did is I left some of the white either side because I'm going to use that white to make a gusset. So the first thing we need to do is we just need to fold this in half. Now I did score because I've used thicker paper, but if you don't have a scoreboard, you don't have to score necessarily, so just score this down. And I apologise if I'm off screen, I'm trying really hard not to be. Right, so we'll score that down, and next thing we can cut this bit off because we only need the top bit to fold in to be the gusset. To get my knife and cut that down. The same on the other side. Now I did say I was going to do this video in real time, so as much as possible I will. Just going to I'm just going to snip that off like that, and the same. The same here. Right, so we've got our gusset there now. So what we can do is just score along there. Again, if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just use a ruler to help just encourage your paper to bend. I'm just going to put a little score here. That isn't even on where I want it to be. There we go. That's better. One there. One here. Okay. Then we can fold that in. So we can fold that in And then those create our gussets, which then gives us our gap in the top. So what I'm going to do now is just straighten anywhere where my cutting has been a little bit off. Mainly just here at the top. I'm just going to straighten that up. Okay. I have a little bit of white showing there from where I didn't completely score it on the line, but I'm going to ink that, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just going to give these a good press down. So then we've got a double-sided tag. Goodness me, that's not very straight, is it? Let's just straighten that up a little bit. Okay, so that's that. We're going to do the same with our card to go on the inside. Again, you just fold it in half, like that. Again, mine's not going to be exactly spot on because I did it very quickly with that little cutter, but that just makes a double-sided card. And then you can cut it down or you can ink around if you've got a little bit of white showing. And then the idea is that that will then go into here like that. So the first thing we need to do, or the first thing I would like to do, is ink around this tag on both sides. So I'm going to use ground espresso in the oxide. I love this. It just, now obviously this is quite grungy, it's quite dark. I love it. It won't be for everybody, but I think for this mushroomy, autumny type project, it's perfect for me. I know not everybody likes to go this dark. I do. Like that. Get it a bit messed up. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. This is my favourite colour to use, the ground espresso in the oxide, not the ink, the oxide. It just kind of, it's quite chalky and it seems to just glide and melt. If you can see, I don't know if you can see, but if you, once the colour starts to go, you can really kind of start to blend it in. And it's just chalky and lovely, and I just love it. I just love this colour. Do that. I'm going to get the okay, so you can have that one as the front with that kind of dark square at the bottom, or you can have that as the front. I'm going to have this as the front because I think I'm going to put something down here. So that is that one inked up, and now I'm going to close up this and then get that inked around. So this will just be nice and strong because it's been doubled up. So lots of glue on there. Get that closed up. I'm just going to tidy that up there. It's got a tiny bit hanging over. Made it worse. Now I'm cutting mine down a little bit now, so hopefully we will still be able to see it sticking out the pocket, but if not, it's not a massive deal because you know, we can put something on the top anyway. And that's that. I'm going to, now it's up to you, you can either leave it how it is, or you can make it into a tag shape, or you can round the corners. I think I might make mine into the larger tag shape, or shall I do this? No, I'll do the middle tag shape for now. Middle tag. Have I rounded it? I've rounded it. I meant to do a tag. I wonder if. Do you know? Brain still isn't switched on. So I've done that tag shape. So that's going to go in there like that. Okay, so I think what we'll do next is, I'm debating whether to put a notch. I don't think I want a notch. No, I'm just going to close it up. So, a bit of glue on these. A bit of glue on here. Close that pocket down. And then this is the time, if you want to rejig it a little bit, you can do that. And there we're left with our pocket. So it is quite handy to leave that white either side. You just get that room then. So, you know, it allows your tag to slide in and out. You can glue and glue, and then you can cut the width of this down if that suits you better. I just like having that little bit of extra room. So I'm just going to ink around this. Like this. So I've put quite a few things onto my Ko-fi shop at the moment. Not all freebies, but a lot of freebies. I've put some autumn words. You know, when I was making my little booklet and I said, I feel like I need like a word to go on the front. So I've just put together a couple of different examples that I did for myself. Added them on there in case you wanted to use them. I've gone a little bit heavy on there, never mind. So yeah, I've put those on there. Obviously there's the autumn definition words that I have just shown you. They are on there. There's some autumn grunge tags, which are now on there. They are a freebie. What else is on there? I'm not sure, but definitely this kit will be on there until when this video, you know, when this video is published. So get rid of that. I hope I'm still where I need to be. So say my husband's shoved me over so we could paint. So I made some tags. I didn't make tags, I made pockets. And what I actually did, because I printed them on copy paper, is I just had some spare brown paper lying around. So I made pockets that can go on the larger one. And pockets that can go on the smaller one, or you can do like a double pocket there if you so wished, like that. Okay, so I was just thinking I've made them a bit longer, a bit wider, sorry, than the actual pocket, so that you had room if you wanted to fold them over. And I'm just thinking you could do it before you glue your gussets, that you're gluing the actual fold into the tag. That's what I'd intended to do, but I'd obviously forgot about that. So let's have a look. What do we want to do? I do want to put some pockets on. think a picture is going to be nice somewhere. I quite like a double pocket on there, so the big one and then the smaller one. That way we can fit some cards, like a card in there if we wanted to. And then, oops, we can decorate the back up too, maybe have like a belly band or something. So I'm going to get these inked. As I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. You can do what you want, you know, you can use this how you want to. I'm just giving you like an example of what you could do. That's that one. All these little bits, the images on here and all these, they're from vintage textile samples. So I just thought they would go nicely with the whole autumnal and kind of lots of texture, that type of feel. So I'm going to pop a pocket there and there. And I'm wondering if I want something to decorate here. So I do have some stamps, some little mushrooms. Let's have a look what we've got. That might be too big. Got a smaller one. Yeah, so I could put a small mushroom on there. I like that. I think for the tag, I'm going to leave that blank because I quite like the idea of being able to write on there. The tag, I think I will do a little bit of collaging, so maybe that with this and perhaps a stamp. Did have a little black stamp. So you get all of these things. Everything I'm using now is included for you. Cannot find the little blank. Oh, there it is. I've got it. And maybe like a stamp there. No. I like that stamp on there actually. We could do this red stamp. Like that, something like that. That's quite nice. Right, so let's get all this stuck down onto the tag. It's going to make that a tiny bit shorter, and I am going to ink this time just around the edges. Let's get this one stuck down. So there's plenty to go out. There's three pages that I have uploaded. So there's plenty more that you can do with it, you know, as well as kind of use it like this. There might be something left over to make a little cluster or maybe a little embellishment or an extra little journal card. You know, and obviously you can print this out as many times as you'd like. Apologies again if I'm not quite on the camera. And I think I'll cut that off. One on there. This is why I don't always upload videos in complete real time, because I'm quite often very quiet while I think. I wanted to put that there, but I don't want to hide that red. There. Yeah, I'm often very quiet while I contemplate everything, which is why I usually cut the silences out. So, depending on how quiet I am being on this video, I won't cut everything out, but if I'm kind of sat doing nothing for a good while, I may cut some of it out. I'm debating whether to put that there. You know, not cut it out, but what am I trying to say? Yeah, just kind of fast forward it, or do something so that you're not just sat watching me, you know, literally do nothing. So I'm going to pop that one there. And I want to chop that off. About there. Okay. I heard on the radio this morning that there's less than 3 months, I think it said 3 months, but then having said that, of course it's less than 3 months. But, you know, it was like making like a big deal that it's nearly Christmas. And I thought, oh, you know, we've not even had Halloween yet. Not a fan of Christmas, I must admit. It's not really for me. But I do like autumn and I do like Halloween. My son is 8 now, so he won't be dressing up for much longer. I'm thinking. So we'll have to enjoy it while it lasts. Now I've left mine unglued there just to give me a little bit more space. I've just glued it at the bottom. I'm going to pop this one on. I think I'll just have it coming up a little bit like that. That doesn't need cutting down, so we will glue there and there. Okay, we'll leave that to dry. Let's get that on, and I feel like whether to I was going to rip something just to put underneath here, but thinking about it, I quite like how it is. I'm back, it's the next day and I'm still at a funny angle. Yeah, so it was a bit of distraction at the wall yesterday. So I'm going to finish off now. I'm just going to get this little mushroom stuck down on here like that. Move him up a little bit. Oops. Okay, so I think that's done. And on the back of here, I was going to add, well, I was thinking of adding a pocket like that. So let's get that onto there. So yeah, the wall is still ongoing. It's had a couple more coats of paint, and I'm still kind of shoved over to the side, so hopefully I'm still managing to keep you on camera. Pencil. Get that cut down. So this will go live today, which is Friday the 6th. So I did want to try and finish yesterday, so I wasn't kind of last minute, but obviously that didn't happen. But I have just added a flash sale to my Etsy shop. Just for no reason really, just because it's autumn, it's Halloween, just to celebrate the time of year. So if there was something you were thinking of getting, now would be the time to get it. It's on from Friday, my time, until Sunday. And if you have already purchased something and there's something extra that you'd like to go with it, you know, it might be your time now to take opportunity of that and get yourself a little something to go with it. That's up to you as well, but yeah, so I just thought I would let you know. I didn't do it until this morning, so luckily, because I am having to take this extra day to film, I can let you all know, which is good. So we've got our tag pocket with our pockets. We've got our tag with a little pocket on the back there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I want to back these cards, because I haven't used a lot of this paper for doing collaging. I actually want to back them onto some of, you know, some of this. So what I did yesterday is I very quickly backed these again onto some spare white paper that I had to strengthen them up a little bit, because this is only copy paper and that was only copy paper. So I just used something spare that I had to strengthen it, and then it will prevent anything from showing through. So I'm going to put that on there like that and then cut it back out. So let's get that stuck down. So as I said yesterday, well, it's the same day for you, same video, different day for me obviously, but as I was saying, there's no right or wrong to using this kit. Just use it however you want. This is obviously just my take on it and what I fancied doing with it. And also yesterday, because my husband was painting this wall, I took the opportunity to upload some image kits. So I've made some distress black and white Halloween images, which are mainly children, some adults, just dressed up in Halloween, kind of vintage style, dressed up in Halloween. They're like black and white and sepia tones. So I did that, and also I did a retro image sheet. So that's all like kind of those retro-y bright, you know, kind of the like, they're a lot brighter in colour. You probably know what I mean. Retro-y style. I've done them as image sheets, and I've done them as image sheets, and I've done them as like a vertical sheet. Just for a little bit of flexibility, if anybody was wanting to use them as a page in like a long journal. So yeah, I took advantage of having some time away from filming to do that yesterday, so that was silver lining at least. I'm going to actually cut this one down to make it a little bit skinnier once it's dried. But for now, I'm just going to stick them onto the back of somewhere. I think that would be nice on there. Might be better to stick that this time. So yeah, oops. Managed to get quite a bit done yesterday. The reason my wall's been painted is because, I mean, this was ages ago now, well before summer. You may remember me saying that I was having a really good clear out of my craft room. And I did, on the wall that we're painting, I did have some photographs up. Some black and white photos of some, what do they call them? Like, they're not called car boot sales abroad. Bazaars, I suppose. I've heard them called before. It's called a bazaar in France. This was when I went to Bruges. It was like an open air place. And there was loads of vintage books, which I took photographs of. They were all in these gorgeous wooden crates. So I had some photographs of there in black and white up on the wall, but I need more storage really. So I'm going to put some nice big wooden shelves up, quite rustic looking ones. Yeah, so that's why we've been painting that wall. But there's just really no good time to do it. And then yesterday my husband declared that he's got a really busy week next week. He can only do it this week. And since I've been waiting since before the summer holidays, I thought I'd best take advantage of it. So there we go. Right, I'm going to put a small bit of fabric. So I've got that one, or I've got the paler one. I think I prefer the darker one, and I've got a little bit of cheesecloth which I might put on there as well, just to fluff it up a bit. So let's just cut a little bit of this off. I'm probably going to go a tiny bit longer because obviously I had to cut this a little bit shorter. If you remember, I'd done it wonky. So I'm just going to fray this edge, and it's going to go on there like that. It should probably be okay. Yeah. I'm just going to staple it on. A bit of cheesecloth maybe. Just to give it some texture. Separate that out a bit. Tell you what, cheesecloth goes a long way. I got some cheesecloth off Amazon about 2 years ago perhaps. And I've hardly made a dent in it. I do like cheesecloth. It just gives that little bit of extra something. Why am I having so much trouble? Right, you stay there. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue on that, I think, just to keep that in place. Yes, you might not want to tag on yours. I'm obviously putting one on just so I can make sure I can get it out the pocket. Sometimes what I do is I will just use like a piece of paper and wrap it over. I quite like doing that. Sometimes I will use a piece of washi tape. What I tend to not do is tie string and have it sticking out. If you've been watching me for a while, although I haven't mentioned it for a while because I haven't been crafting or making tags, I just don't like the putting the string at the top. It just never suits me. I never like how it turns out. So I don't tend to do that. So if I was going to put some fabric, I would usually use an eyelet through it once it was stuck down like this, and then it just, you know, I would just have it folded over rather than sticking up, because I don't know, something just never sits right with me when I do it the other way. It always looks good for everybody else, but I just kind of never really like how, I could just put that on the front actually. I never really like how it looks when I do it, is what I'm trying to say. Just going to staple this in place. Okay, so that's looking good. That will just go in there. Liking that. Now let's get our cards done. So I think I will use, let's put this lid on this glue. I'm going to use my craft knife because I just can't cut straight. See, I've gone wonky there and now I've cut that black off, so I'm just going to get my larger scissors and cut. Sometimes I am good with my craft knife, other times I am awful. I think the smaller the thing that I'm trying to cut, the worse I am. Okay, I think I'll just get okay, so that's looking nice. It's got some, hello, have you come to say hello, darling? Mia's come to say hello. That's looking nice. It's nice and backed. Let's do this one. Hi. Hello. Are you gorgeous? Are you coming to say hello? What are you doing? No one can see. You're in everyone's way. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Come sit down here. Good girl. Oh, bless her. She's giving me cuddles all night. I am going to go around these as well in the ground espresso. So again, I'm not talking because I'm trying to concentrate. on my cutting. So again, usually this would be something that I would cut out. I'm not going to risk cutting that straight. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, but I did say I would do as much as possible with you. So it's like a proper craft along. So that's what I'm going to do. I've also decided I'm not going to use those autumn definition words because I said that this was going to be a freebie craft along, and I want to stick to my word. So, but they are there if you know, if you want to download them or use them. But I'm going to lead them off this actual project. Right, I did want to cut this into a tag, that's why I cut it down a bit skinnier. So that's that one done. I've just missed the top there, so let's just add a little bit of this. And what else have we got? Don't really like that one. Let's put a little bit of this down. Yeah. Okay, we'll put a little bit there. I'm sorry, I just had to stop again with my husband coming home. Yeah, so if you go a little bit wrong or you've got a little bit that's not covered ever on whatever you're doing, just collage it up a little bit. That's my solution to everything. And let's cut that bit off. Let's use the smaller, what does that look like? Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for me. Just gonna cut that into a smaller tag shape. And let's get that all inked. So I'm going to ink all 3 of those. This one I may round the corner. No, I'm not going to round the corners. I'm going to do 4 little corners like that. Oh, I've rounded it again. Can you believe? I'm going to do 4 little corners like this so that it's in keeping with the kind of geometrical shapes of this tag, of the big tag. Right, bit of ink. So if you wanted to make this like a writable space, you could put some plain paper, you could put some brown packaging paper if you didn't want to go out and buy some paper, or if you didn't have anything suitable. So yeah, you could do that. I'm just going to leave mine how they are, because that one and that one I think you could write on, and that one, you know, if I decide I want to use it, I can always add that later. See how that colour just blends in? It works particularly well when it's like a plain piece of paper and it's not against white. Okay. And what I sometimes do as well is I will use a darker colour around the outside, and then I might come in with some vintage photo just to yellow it up a little bit. Or I really like the antique linen. I use the ink usually because it's running out, so I don't get as much colour. Let's see which one is it? It's always the last one. It'll be the last one. Yep. Guaranteed every time. And then I'll just take a little bit of antique linen and one of these. So you can barely see it because it's very dry, this, but it's just enough to add a bit of colour, and it just takes that stark whiteness off. So I will sometimes do that. And another colour that I really like on white is pumice stone, but I tend to put that on kind of more summery projects. So it's just added a tiny bit of colour, which is, you know, just a little bit different from the brown. It just lifts it a little bit. So let's get this off a page that's not sticky. I do have this colour in the Distress Oxide, but it's very juicy and I have not quite used to using it yet. So the first time I used it, I just got far too much colour. And as I was saying as well, the oxides tend to be more chalky and the colour spreads a little bit more. So yeah, I didn't have much success the first time I used that. I'll have to give that another try at some point. Okay, and let's just do this one. It's nice just to put in these corners, and especially if you've got like a wide space here, which is very white, and you don't really want to put anything on it, but you just want to add something. Okay. Okay. So that's that done. Where are we up to? So we've got our pocket. I'm going to leave that completely blank. I could put a corresponding picture on there if I wanted. We've kind of used that as soil, maybe, like that, and just do some kind of collage. But I do think it's nice to have writing space. So we've got our tag, we've got our little pocket, so that can go in there. It seems to have glued. There we go. That's a good tip. If your pocket's glued, you know, if glue's pushed this way, just stick your ruler in and it will sort that out. That can go there. we can put the mushroom one there. And this one can go here. Okay, so we're done. That's the kit, how it's looking, my interpretation of it. As I said, we can then, you know, we can add more things onto there if we wanted. There's plenty of things in the kit. If you wanted to add another pocket in on the back, you could do that. If you wanted to do some form of collage, you could do that. There's loads of mushrooms and things that you could use. We can add something like that to the back if you wanted to do that. There's loads of different options, and as I said, I've included quite a bit, or I've tried to. So I've made a full pocket, tag pocket with 2 pockets on the outside, a tag to go on the inside with a pocket, and 3 cards. And I've still got all of this left. And this, and this, and this, and a mushroom that I can't pick up, this. So there's loads to go at. I'll probably, in my own time, just maybe make another journaling card or something with these. Just kind of collage something like that. Just, you know, use them up. But yeah, there's loads to go off. So please help yourself. You are most welcome to use this. Let me know what, you know, your thoughts about the kits. Let me know what you think about doing a freebie craft along together. Perhaps that's something we could do again in the future. I will pop some photos of what I've made at the end of this video. And until next time, take really good care of yourselves. If you have a few seconds, if you can just click the like button or the thumbs up, that would really help me out. And I will see you next time. Bye.